What's your name? Izzy. And what's your name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence, lovely. Izzy, tell me everything you learnt about Lawrence without hesitating. Go.
I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Okay, cans didn't work. That's all right, anyway. It's not really that kind of show
It
anyway.
isn't.
No, that's not the icebreaker. Okay, if you're thinking that might be the icebreaker, that wasn't the icebreaker. Because I am the icebreaker.
Well, this is Joe. Joe is a comedian. You wouldn't know it from the ice joke, which you said was going to land a lot better.
I thought it would land a bit better, but that's all right. This is Meg. Meg is a writer slash actor slash vampire hunter.
Oh.
Yeah. Apart from the last one, that was and we met at the University of Leeds. Yes,
yeah.
Which is where we made this show.
2 years ago now we made this show.
Yeah, but why make another show?
When you've already got one ready to go, why not?
So this show, it's about a lot of things really, but one thing it's about is loneliness. But the thing.
You know, the whole last year.
The big thing. Yeah, the big thing.
We're not really going to talk about it.
We're not really going to
talk about it too much. But before we start, we do have a few housekeeping bits about the thing.
Yeah, a couple of thing-related admin bits to go through. So under your chairs, you have a little party bag. Yes, which is full of participatory delights that we'll indulge in throughout the show. Now, the party bags, they have been washed, scrubbed, okay? They're not dirty, okay? There's no dirt on them, okay? But if you are worried about the dirt, that is totally understandable, totally fine. There's a pair of sort of featureless hand puppets. Okay? And if you feel more comfortable wearing the featureless hand puppets, then yeah, please feel free to do that. However you're most comfortable, that's great. And that's it for the thing. So the big thing that happened last year, the big thing that's sort of still, it's going in the box. That's it. Out of the way. And I think.
I'm ready to start the show.
Yeah, we'll start the show. That's all right.
It's the mayor of lonely town, population 1, staring a hole in the ground, staring at the sun,
Heads or tails? Tails. Always good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go!
Bill. 3 words. But the Vinci can't go. He's good. To my new love. Stand right there in the front row. We've not known each other for long, no, but I feel that our connection is deep. You know? It's deep. I love your white socks. A little bit dirty on the bottom, but I don't mind that. Why not too? You are as beautiful as your hometown of Epsom, famous for
Horse racing.
horse racing. And you can be my jockey and I love. Lots of love to my new love, your secret admirer.
It's 2013, you're 16, and you are in love. Like most feelings at that age, it's overwhelming. Like a toxic waste. Do you remember those? They would make you feel alive and daring for a split second, didn't they? Before the immense sourness would burst in your mouth and you realise that you had made a terrible, terrible mistake that you can't take back anymore. And I'm still talking about the toxic waste, don't worry.
Quick note on the toxic waste, they're not vegan. They've got beeswax in them. But we've got a vegan sweet in there, if you're a vegan and you'd like to eat a vegan sweet. Maybe I didn't get that one in quick enough. It's also very sour.
Sour, and before you would realise that you had made this terrible mistake that you couldn't take back. But did you know they were actually recalled in 2011 for having dangerous amounts of lead contamination in them? So I'm sure they're fine, but you've got a napkin if you did want to spit it out. Now, when you first meet them, they are charming. They're really charming, too charming actually, and the phrase, to pull the wool over someone's eyes comes to mind, and by the time the wool comes off and you realise who they truly are, it's too late. You're already in the deep end doing doggy paddles trying to stay afloat. Now they crash and they steal their parents' car and at first you're happy. Everyone else will finally be able to see the reckless narcissist that you have unmasked in secret. But you're wrong, because their parents just cover it up, pay for the damage, no questions asked, and worst of all, when they go to court, the judge says they are an intelligent and upstanding citizen who does not deserve to be punished. So you realise that you're at a crossroads, you've got a decision to make. Do you stay with them, or do you leave? Leave behind the toxicity. What do you do? What do you do?
I realise it looks a bit Brexit. What do we think? Are we going to leave? Hands up, are you going to leave them?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's a unanimous 8. And stay. Anyone to stay?
But you do stay. And it's okay for a while, but the only people who aren't fooled by them are your best friends. They never liked them, especially after they tried to convince your best friend that Margaret Thatcher was the best Prime Minister that we've ever had, and yes, that should have been a major red flag. Now they're clever, and they get pretty fucking angry when they realise your friends aren't falling for the facade. They start saying things like, they don't deserve you, or what kind of friends are they? They should be happy for you, and you realise that you've got another decision to make. Do you leave them to stay with your friends, or do you have to leave your friends to stay with them? What do you do? Do you leave?
Hands up for leave your friends. And hands up for leave them. The unanimous 8.
But somehow you're convinced to leave your friends because you could just become friends with their friends, right? But that doesn't work either, because they still get jealous, so you're not allowed to talk to your friends, you're not allowed to talk to their friends. Who is there to talk to? It is boring talking to them, it is draining actually, and it's only when you're older that you'll realise that something was wrong. It's only when you meet someone else that they show you the person who loves you isn't supposed to dictate who you talk to, or threaten you, or gaslight you, but you're only 16. You don't know that yet. So 2014 becomes a year of tears, crying, staying up until 3 AM, listening to the Smiths because you feel sorry for yourself, and Happy by Pharrell Williams is #1 for 10 weeks that year. That fucking taunts you.
Now I'm just going to stop the show. I'm sorry, it's really unprofessional. I really appreciate you coming by. I'm just going to stop the show. I'm sorry if you're watching at home, it's not some sort of technical glitch. I'm just pausing the show just really quickly. Just kind of want to make a quick pitch. Okay? Because you don't know who's in the room, do you? At the end of the day, you don't know who's watching at home, you know? Could be anybody. I mean, Channel 4 moving to Leeds, you know, you just don't know who's in the room. So, I thought I'd just take the opportunity now to make a quick pitch. It won't take long. I've got everything I need. I've got my flip chart. And, oh yeah, I'm just going to pop on my pitching glasses. Okay, right. Okay, here's the pitch. Okay, so Joker, all right? I'm not pitching Joker, okay, but it's a reference point. It was a big film about 2 years ago. Critical acclaim, box office smash, a big hit, and I think about 2 years down the line we're probably ready for another sort of tragic comedian tale. You know what I mean? I think we've maybe got the appetite for that. So here's my idea. All right, so there's this amateur comedian called John. It's called John. And John he was on a year in industry, year out from the University of Leicester. And while he was on a year out, his girlfriend was also away studying in Berlin. Boy, did he miss her.
Oh.
Yeah. Winter hit, and John started to feel down. You know, quite sad, quite isolated. But he would go out twice a week to Sheffield or Manchester or Leeds or I don't know why he's not gigging in the Midlands, but he'd go out and he would try and make a room of people laugh. Sometimes it would go really well, and sometimes it really wouldn't go very well. But no matter how it went, he just felt exactly the same on the way home. Just sort of down. I think we find clowns so unnerving or scary. It's because they're supposed to be happy all the time. And we just know that that's not possible. So we take this incongruity of a sad, happy person and we turn it into a monster or a sensationalist, tragic story. I'm doing better now. John is doing better by the end of the film. But I just think that sort of paradox of being a sad, happy person just made him feel like a bit of a freak for a while. You know, we all get down. Doesn't matter what you do as a hobby or what you do on the weekends, you know. You just got to talk to your mates, try not to drink too much, whatever works for you. So I'm thinking Michael Cera for the lead. I think he'd be pretty good. And Meg, her boyfriend, actually legitimately cleans Ronan Keating's windows.
Whoa.
I know, how's that for a connection, okay?
Yeah.
And I reckon we can maybe get Boyzone to reform just to soundtrack this show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think my people will get in touch with your people and we'll make something happen.
Are you pitching to our audiences again?
No, not pitching. No.
You have your pitching glasses on.
Oh,
I've told you a million times not to do this.
I know, Meg, I'm sorry. It's just, I thought it would be a nice idea to get some experiences, not my experiences, of loneliness out there, you know, on the silver screen.
There's already a million films out there about loneliness. We don't need another one.
Oh yeah, name one.
Well, I mean, off the top of my head, you've got The Devil Wears Prada. It's a brilliant film about loneliness, right? You wouldn't think it, but it is.
Yeah. Haven't seen it.
Okay, sit down, I will explain it to you. So, this is our all-star cast here. We've got Andy.
Okay, yeah.
Andy's boyfriend.
What's his name?
It really is relevant.
Okay. Yeah.
We've got Meryl Streep's character and we've got Emily Blunt.
Okay.
Right, so Andy's just graduated from journalism school and she's hit the jackpot. She's got a job at this amazing, high-fashion, sophisticated, expensive magazine.
Okay, what, like Vogue or something?
It's actually exactly like Vogue, but it's not Vogue.
Okay,
It's
like Vogue, but not Vogue.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, got you. Okay.
So she thinks, amazing, I just worked 1 year at this job and I could do anything I want in the journalism career. She's got it sorted.
Yeah.
But when she gets there, she realises that she doesn't quite fit in. She's not as, pretty or fashionable or skinny as the other girls. So they shun her and she has to eat lunch on her own. She doesn't get invited to parties. She's pretty alone at work.
Oh, poor Andy.
But it's okay because at home she's got a boyfriend.
What was his name again?
It honestly doesn't matter.
Okay.
And group of friends.
Yeah.
But Andy starts to think, you know what? I could probably have this both ways. I could probably have a great work life and a great home life. So she gets a makeover from Stanley Tucci.
Oh, a Tucci from
A Tucci.
Tucci.
From Tucci.
Yeah,
And it works. It's brilliant. I mean, Meryl Streep's character loves it, and Emily Blunt loves it so much that she's jealous.
Say that, Emily Blunt. More like Emily, what happens next?
That should be the end of the film, you would think so. But it's not, because now that Andy's changed just a little bit. Boyfriend doesn't like her anymore, friends don't like her, boyfriend dumps her, friends leave her, so she's just alone again in her personal life. She can't win either way.
Oh, poor Andy.
See?
Well, maybe what could happen, right,
Yeah.
is maybe what happens is Karl Marx turns up. and Karl Marx says, Andy! And that's what Karl Marx sounded like. He says, Andy, the real reason that you're feeling lonely is because of capitalism. Yes? The devil wears Prada, but the hell we're in is this capitalist neoliberal society that we all live in.
Yes, no, I love that.
You
I
like
like that
it?
better than the other idea, but I think it could really work as a musical.
Okay, yeah, The
Yes.
Devil Wears Prada, a Marxist musical. Yeah.
So, I guess what we need to do is create a new pitch, get our audition song ready.
Yeah, lovely.
And get in touch with Broadway.
Yeah, great,
so
awesome.
Get started with the audition song.
Well, I'm actually going to pop off. I know, I'm really sorry. Again, really unprofessional. I stopped the show now. I'm just going to leave the show. I know, I'm really sorry. I've got a lasagna in the oven now. It's crisping up now.
You need a new copy, but I can't do this on my own. We're a duo. Joe, what about the duets?
Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Oh, honey, if I get restless, baby, you're not that kind. Don't go breaking my heart. You take the weight off of me. Oh, honey, when you knock on my door, oh, I give you my key. Sing if you know. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows. When I was down, I was shut down. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. Right from the start, I gave you my heart. I gave you my heart.
And please keep that round of applause going for your next act of the evening.
Hello everybody, hey, I'm here to make you laugh. Oh, I'm here to make you laugh. Is it on? Is it working? Okay, I know what you're thinking, okay? I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're a little hard to get a read on actually, but I know most of you sat there, you're thinking, this guy who's just walked on the stage, he sounds and looks a lot like Michael Cera. Okay, I get it a lot, but I'm not Michael Cera. I'm actually John from Leicester. Yeah, I'm here to make you laugh. So into the old routine. So I got invited to a party the other week. Okay, and I was feeling a little weird, you know. I just hadn't been out in a while, and I didn't really know the social group very well, and lots of things. But I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, John, you got to get yourself out there, John. You're gonna go to that party, John. So I did. I went to the party, and I got there, and I was on the street that the party was on, and the street was my old street where I used to live, and things were kind of different when I lived on that street. You know, a better time, I suppose, and. I just felt a bit, but it's fine because I heard the sound of the party and I thought, you know what, I'm going to partake in that party. All right, so I head down, I head on into the party, and fuck, you know that feeling when you're at a party and you cannot find a single person you know. You know, I'm going through each room, I'm having a look in. No friends there. Oh God, this is not good. So I end up in the queue for the toilet, and I get to chat to the person behind me, and they say hey. They say, how'd you know Emily? I say, I don't know Emily, I know Rory. They say, who's Rory? I was at the wrong party. Right street, wrong party, can you believe it, all right? And I come out of the back, and I look down the street, and there's another party going on down the street, Hyde Park, am I right? And I look down the street, and there's another party there, so I head on over to the other party to partake in this party, and I come through the door, and I just feel exactly the same way. Because it turns out, it's not the party that's the problem. I'm the problem. So is this thing on? It's actually a lot funnier if I wear this. I forgot to wear this, and this is my bad. I forgot my prop. Okay, let's keep that momentum going. A U.S. senator, all right, he walks into a bar and oh, fuck this. If you go into your party bags, there will be a small, fluffy object. Lovely. Take that object and just place it into the palm of your hand.
Slowly and gently close your eyes.
Now, with your other hand, just give the object a stroke using your fingers.
It feels soft, it feels warm, and it feels comfortable.
Now just take a minute to think of a time and a place where you really felt those feelings of softness, of warmth, of comfort.
Give the object a squeeze in your hand, and as you release that tension, imagine you're being transported to that place you associate with softness, comfort, and warmth. When you're ready, open your eyes and bring yourself back into the room. Oh, that was nice. I was off to the beach. Where did you go?
When I was stroking it, I got sort of polar bear vibe.
Yeah.
So I went to the Arctic. Bloody horrible. Honestly, it was really cold, like sharp, like cold in my legs, like, you know, and the polar bear, I think he might have been hungry because he was growling. You know, he was like, there's a bear in his teeth, and I was really scared. It was really horrible, so it did not work for me, actually.
I mean, I suppose it's not going to work for everyone, and don't get me wrong, I like the whole meditation, you know, lighting a candle, having a bath.
Oh yeah, love a bath, love to bathe.
Love a bath,
Yeah.
but I guess I just don't know what real, actual self-care is, you know?
Well, not to get all Marxist again, but
Yeah.
I actually think it's sort of a little bit of a mechanism of capitalism sometimes, you know?
Right.
Like, you don't feel bad, you feel bad, but it's not because of your exploitative job,
No.
or the fact that you have to like pay for basic needs. It's because you're not looking after yourself properly. You know what I mean? Like, it's all on you, you're not self-caring enough,
Yeah.
so it's not our problem.
And it's become this like weird trend on Instagram, hasn't it, where brands and influencers, they try and push you their products, saying, you know, you're not doing enough on your own, but if you buy our product, you'll be able to take care of yourself much
Yeah.
better.
And the thing that really annoys me about those guys is like sometimes they act like they're super zen,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I just think, come on, you're stressed a little bit, aren't you?
Everyone's
Like,
stressed a little
everyone's
bit.
stressing it out. Like, I just wish they could be a bit more honest about that.
Yeah, and you know what else I don't like is the term self-care. It's so put on the individual. That's a lot of pressure. You need the network of your family, your friends to help you.
Well, sorry, we went a bit podcasting there, didn't we? For a minute. Sorry about that. No, I didn't mean to. But I suppose something you should know about me and Meg is that we're both very lucky. We're both very lucky for a lot of reasons, but one of them is that we met our best friends while we were both at school.
We don't need no education.
Good morning, year.
All right, settle down now, year 4. Settle down now, year 4. I said quiet, year 4. I said quiet, year 4. Thank you. And you do need your education. That's why you're here.
Don't be too hard on them, they're just children.
Oh, no, they're not. They're animals. A lot of them.
Yeah, why don't we start our assembly on a good note with a big good morning, year 4? Good morning! Mrs. Kurtz and Mr. Kent Waters, come on, you
Try
know
that
this. I'll
again.
be with
Good
you.
morning, year 4.
Good morning, Mrs. Mr. Kent Walters.
Perfect, well done. And we'll just get started with a few messages before the assembly begins. So, the dinner ladies have asked me to tell you once again, please tidy up after you've had your lunch. The cafeteria was a mess yesterday.
It was a mess, all right. It was a bloody, disgusting, disgraceful mess.
It really was. And just one last thing is the smell that's originating from the stationery cupboard. We still don't know what happened there. So if any of you know what happened that day, come and talk to Mr. Kent Waters. There will be no trouble. We just want to know what happened.
Oh, there'll be trouble, all right. There'll be big trouble.
Well, why don't we start our week off, as we like to, by singing one of our favourite songs together. Don't worry, I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world. Oh, one sec. James, your mouth was moving, but no song was coming out of it, was it? All right. We'll have no lip syncing in my assembly. We'll have no Britney Spears in my assembly. Okay. Now your punishment for that is if you look under your chair, there's a nice clean laser pointer there. Okay. And what you're going to do with that is you're going to, have you got it? Turn it. If you do it, oh, it's got 3 settings. So if you do it on the first setting, that's it. Well done, James. Well done. And if you could point at the words, just so everyone can know where we are. Not at my bum.
Not like last time.
Not at my bum, James. At the words, please. Okay? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. He's got the whole world in his hands. Hang on a second, I don't see it there. All right, it's not. All right, James. Well played. Okay, let's go again. 3, 2, 1. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 Well done. And James, we will be having words after this.
That was beautiful, everyone. I must pop off to get everything ready for your break time, so I'll see you later. See you later.
No, Miss Perks. No, Miss Perks. No, Miss Perks. What about the duet, Miss Perks?
Don't go breaking my heart. Oh, honey, when I get reckless.
Oh, baby, you're not that kind.
Don't go breaking my heart.
You make a fool out of me.
Oh, baby, when I knock on your door.
Oh, I gave you a key. I gave you last week and you've already lost it already. It's so annoying.
Nobody knows it. When I was down,
I was your clown. Ooh.
nobody knows it.
from the start. I gave you my heart. Ooh, I gave you my heart.
Oh man, thank you. That was fun, wasn't it? I mean, not that was fun, but school, you know? Proper school, primary school, you know? I mean, obviously I know that it wasn't good for everybody. We've all got different experiences, but like, I don't know, just think about how you started the day in primary school. You'd all come in a room and you'd sit together and you'd sing a song. You know, I mean, that was the start of your day. How do you start your day now? You have a coffee and a moan. Catch the bus if you're lucky, you know? It's just, I just don't know when that happened, you know? We were all in the same room, all together, singing a song. There was just such a sense of camaraderie, of community. We were all together. Yeah, that's it, community. That's what's missing now, you know? Like the whole idea of community, it's just going, it's just fleeting. I mean, community centres are closing down, pubs are closing down. Like, if we're not careful, this whole concept of community could just vanish, just become completely vapid. I mean, what? I'm actually a bit worried about it. What can we do? Well, maybe we could do something. Maybe we could do something in this room right now to try and save community. Okay? If you all go on your party bags, you've got a little hat. You've got a little hat in your party bag. So if you get your hat out and put your hat on your head, then oh, lovely, it's looking good. You know, we're a community of people who all wear little hats. You know what I mean? This is community, isn't it? We're all a community of people who all wear little happy hat people, aren't we? You know what I mean? And then when you've got your hat on, you could do a little drumming on your legs like that. You know what I mean? Yes, lovely. You know what I mean? We're a community of people who all wear hats, and we all drum on our legs. And we're talking about we can all worship this little Karl Marx song. Keep the drumming going. And we go, Karl Marx, Karl Marx, Karl Marx. We all wear little hats. We all drum our legs. We all work the Karl Marx. We have to be the leader of this community.
I am your leader. I am your God. Bow down to me. I am your God.
What are you doing?
Just get a bit of community spirit going in the room.
You've made a cult.
It's not a cult.
Stop, look at them, it's a cult.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cult. I don't know, man. That whole school bit that we did, it just got me really missing those days, you know? That sense of community and togetherness, you know? Like, we were all in the same building for a whole day, and we'd all be in our classes, and we had a common enemy in the teacher, we all had a uniform. There was just a togetherness, a camaraderie that's just not there anymore.
I don't think it was the school building as such, the thing that you had to wear the same uniform and learn the same things and listen to the teacher. It wasn't that made us a community. It was the fact that we had 2 hours a day to just be with each other, to have fun, play games.
Break time.
Break time.
Yeah, 2 hours a day just to play games and have fun.
Yeah.
I think I know how we can make a community in this room.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No.
No,
Hello, everybody. Welcome. You may be joining us now after you've just watched the Affordable Theatre Programme live stream, in which case you've just seen Meg and Joe's Trying to Connect, the show. You may also be joining us from social media or watching us online kind of after the fact. But either way, welcome. I'm joined now by Meg and Joe, who are going to sort of talk to me a little bit about the show, about the kind of elements of the show, how it was created, and yeah, just kind of check in. So Meg and Joe, thanks very much for taking the time to have a wee chat.
Thanks for having us.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, I think I just sort of wanted to kick off by kind of asking generally, you know, both in terms of your practice and kind of personally, how are you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. I'm feeling, in terms of practice, I'm feeling very positive after last week. It was so nice just to get the ball rolling again. And yeah, it's been over a year since we first performed the show. And since then we've spoke about it so much, but not been able to actually do anything. So it's felt amazing to actually take that step and get back onto the stage. It was really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, completely feel the same way, really. Like, yeah, it's that when you graduate and you have to hit that hard reality that art is 90% admin, if that's quite a generous one, you know, to actually do it and get on your feet, you know, it's great. Yeah, and I'm doing good. I'm in self-isolation at the moment. I have to track and trace quarterly. So but it's I'm treating it as a forced rest. It's been quite full on. Been doing a lot of things, so time to chill out.
That's nice. Yeah, because I think, as you mentioned in the show, this is a kind of piece that you devised 2 years ago, or kind of roughly around that area. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was September 2020 that 2019 that we would have first started devising it and then performed it in January 2020. So yeah, it's been a while.
Long time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like with the sort of 2 years it's been with, you know, coronavirus and lockdown. Sorry to break the spell of the kind of red balloon in the show and actually mention it. But it's almost like the show's become kind of more pertinent as loneliness has played, you know, in many cases an even larger role in people's lives. And I kind of wanted to ask, what was it like kind of coming back to the show after this great gap with that sort of context?
I suppose it was a challenge. Like, I think at first I almost felt a bit annoyed about how I said that our show had become hideously relevant now. Like, it's like at the Edinburgh Fringe, like when there's some sort of event in the year, you see about 12 shows that are sort of capitalizing on that theme. Yeah. And you know, it's a big particularly as like recent graduates, it's a big student theatre sort of pitfall, I think, is trying to be too relevant and too on the time. So it was definitely a big challenge to be like, okay, we've got this great show about loneliness, and it's obviously really relevant now, but how do we not make, you know, how do we not just make it so on the nose, or like, you know, and I guess the solution was that we didn't really change the show much. Like,
yeah,
you know, I think we let the audience do all of that work of making it relevant to their own recent experiences. You know, in the show, we still talk about our experiences, which are from, you know, I think in my case, and some of my autobiographical material, it's stuff that happened 3 or 4 years ago now, and for Megan, a lot of it's like even further back, you know. And yeah, there was this challenge of how do we mention it, and I quite like this sort of elephant in the room idea. So that's sort of where the balloon kind of came from, and just the idea that we'll just put it in a box and not talk about it.
Yeah. I think as well, we really spoke about that we can make a show that's still all about loneliness and the feelings that COVID has made so many people feel without actually having to discuss COVID. Like, we can just talk about the feelings and like that shared experience of loneliness, which is universal now, without having to actually talk about COVID again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it must have been a difficult one. I like what you say about the kind of elephant in the room thing. Because I suppose like a huge part of the purpose of the work is kind of care-facing. And I think you get a real sense of sort of compassion and kind of community that comes through in both of your performances. I think as well, there's kind of a real sense of play and kind of fun too. And I was going to ask, how do you think the invitation to play helps people explore these kind of deeper emotional issues, sort of such as loneliness?
Good question.
I mean, I think that when we first started thinking about what the show was actually going to be, we knew it was about loneliness, but we didn't really know what direction to take it in. And I think that we kind of naturally, from just like conversations, deviated towards thinking about our childhood and thinking about play. So I think it came naturally in a way where it was just like, we don't have that time anymore to play and to just have fun. And I think that we both made the show after we'd both had a year of experiencing the real adult world, and we didn't like it very much. So we kind of wanted to go back to that childhood community.
Yeah, definitely ties in really nicely with the themes of the, well, if I do say so myself, the style sort of, it all just sort of fit into place quite well. But I guess personally, like, I sort of, I can't really think about performance without thinking about play, you know what I mean, and how it's going to be a playful and how it's going to be a game. Like, I just find that stuff way more engaging, really, a lot of the time. So yeah, I guess that's sort of bringing a lot of that to it as well, as it fitting in with the sort of overarching feeling that we had of wanting to be children again.
Mm.
And how do you, because the space that you create with the show and with the kind of audience dynamic, it feels very kind of safe and inviting. Are there any kind of like techniques, or do you have a kind of methodology at all, or what did you do is essentially what I'm asking, to kind of create that kind of safe place with the audience?
I think part of it, in terms of like the process, was almost subconsciously absorbing a lot of Ellie Harrison's methodologies. You know, she was the module leader that we created this piece on at university, and in everything that she does, there's this like inherent sense of like care and compassion, and like it comes through so strongly. And I guess I struggle to pinpoint exactly which bits in the show sort of were almost directly pulled from that, but I think we just had like such an awareness of like, there's these people coming into the room and we really need to look after them, because we're going to be talking about something that's like quite sensitive, and yeah, I'm trying to think of sort of examples from the show, really, of how we do that. I suppose the tin cans at the beginning was like this sort of mode of doing that. Like, maybe if they introduce themselves to each other, then that just creates a more relaxedness. You're not in this room with these like strangers and everyone's got their sort of heckles up. Like, you've sort of broken the ice a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what you think, Meg, if you've got anything to add in terms of that.
I think what we did a lot when we were first devising it was we would kind of test it out with friends first, and then you could kind of gauge with them and they could be honest with you, and like, does this feel okay? Is it too close? Like, are we getting too close to you? Is it too personal now? And I thought that really helped us like gauge where we draw lines between wanting to interact and wanting to connect with an audience, but also understand that not everyone in an audience wants that close connection with a performer. And I also think that the fact that from the start we were never characters, like we're ourselves, we kind of play ourselves the whole time helps with that kind of that barrier a bit.
Yeah, and I think something really interesting as well, that on that like relationship that Ellie really taught us, was that when it comes to autobiographical material, generally speaking, people don't care about you. You know, like an audience watching a performer on stage, if the performer's just sort of talking about their life, like that empathy isn't just automatically there. So it's like, I think it was an exercise of bringing the audience closer, you know, having them do some of the distance, and we sort of meet them in the middle with it, really. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I really think that this sort of the kind of care-centered performance, like, you know, like this is it's really kind of generative and really important at the moment, especially now that we're kind of re-emerging from lockdown, trying to find our sort of place in the world again. I was going to ask, do you have any sort of specific plans at the moment to take the show to engage with communities of care at all? Is that something that you plan to do, or?
No specific plans, but I think it's a really nice idea. Like, I think one thing that we always said about the show is that it can work in any space. It doesn't need, all it really needs is a speaker to play some of the music cues, but doesn't really need much else. So I think I would be really interested in taking it into a lot of like non-theatre spaces, maybe like, you know, maybe care homes or schools or community centres. Yeah, I think that's really nice. No specific plans, but like, I think that'd be a really lovely trajectory for the show.
Yeah.
I guess it's thinking about theatre in its like most basic form. Like our main aim for the show is always that people come to the show, and then by the time that they finish the show, they just sort of feel a bit less lonely. Like we always wanted it to have this sort of therapeutic effect to it. And I suppose it would be a shame if that was just reserved for people who go to the Leeds Playhouse or go to like, you know, those kind of, mainstream venues. Yeah. And I guess you worry that like the language of it is very like contemporary theatre, but I think we've done enough to make sure that like any audience who can come to it, even if they don't quite get what it is in terms of like, they might go, oh, it's theatre, but it's not a play, and I don't really know what it is. I think there's enough sort of just honesty and in the roomness to it to just make it sort of fun for and engaging and accessible, we hope.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. And I sort of have to thank you both as well, because I mean, for me, it was the first kind of live performance I'd seen in, you know, quite some time, and certainly the first time we've had a sort of live audience in open source arts for probably over a year. I mean, the first actual kind of non kind of like artist audience that we've had maybe since before COVID began. So it was a really kind of joyous and re-energizing thing to get back to that after so long. And it made me kind of realize how strange it is for performance artists to go so long without actually seeing any performance work. Are you two beginning to feel at all the kind of excitement of re-emergence and live performance again?
I think definitely. I think that like the first show that we did, I felt so nervous, and I was just like, why am I so nervous? I'm so confident in this show. But then I realized it was because none of us have been in front of a live audience for so long. We're not used to it anymore. But it was just excitement as well. And as slowly things have started to open up, and just seeing, I've been lucky enough to go into London and see a couple of shows, which has just been amazing, and it's overwhelming almost.
Yeah.
But it's been so lovely. I've loved it.
Yeah, same feelings really. You know, I was lucky to go to the Brighton Fringe this year, And I maybe saw like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 shows while I was down there, and it was just wonderful to. You forget it's the thing, isn't it? It's the thing. It's the reason we all do it, because we love it. It's the thing. So it's excited for the thing.
Brilliant, fantastic. And I think that's about everything I have to say. Is there anything that you two, either kind of with the show or individually, would like to talk about, kind of what you're up to at the moment or anything? Just an invitation to do that if you wish. You don't have to as well.
I could plug the Lovely Boys show. It's a monthly surreal comedy night at the Hyde Park Book Club, funded by the same Leeds Inspired grant, the Affordable Theatre Project. That's right, it's live grant, wasn't it?
It's not the live grant, it's a project.
Oh, not funded by the same part.
Yeah, we've got that pot as well. There's 2.
Okay.
Which is
Well, we've only got 1 pot, but it's still just as good. But yeah, that's at the Hyde Park Book Club. It's not like on a regular no, it's called the Lovely Boys and Friends. So if you want all the silliness with none of the theatre, no meaning or compassion or care behind it, that's another one of my exploits. But I don't know. Anything you want to say, Meg?
I guess just to thank people for coming to watch the show and supporting us as we're trying to make our way. But and hopefully we'll be able to go on to big things with it, which because I really do believe in the show. I think it's lovely, and
absolutely.
And so thank you people for watching it.
Yeah, fantastic. And we'll make sure to, as you go along, if anyone's watching and they're interested in Joe and Meg's show, if you've bought a ticket, or even if you comment on social media, we'll be happy to update you as the project unfolds and hopefully develops more and more and goes to more places. But in the meantime, Meg and Joe, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for having us. It's been lovely.
Great. And everyone at home, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, you can donate to the Affordable Theatre Programme via one of the links in the chat or the description of the video, and all of the money is split between the artist and us, the organisers. So please, if you can, do donate, and if you've enjoyed the show, get in touch and let us know. And every bit of kind of positive feedback goes a long way. But in the meantime, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you, Meg and Joe, and see you later.